During the Korean War, more than 4,400 American troops were taken prisoner. In camps spread across North Korea, many of the POWs became victims of war crimes. David Mills, 17 years old and just out of high school, was captured in the waning months of the war after a fierce firefight.
The restful notes of taps echoed from hill to hill here back on August 19th as 3,600 GIs, Greeks and Katyushas, Korean augmentation troops, U.S. Army, of the Can-Do Regiment held memorial services for their dead, including 4 Western New Yorkers.
That account was published in a Buffalo, New York newspaper in August 1953. At first, Private Mills was believed to have been killed in action.
And I am proudly listed among Company F, killed in action, Private David W. Mills, New York. And with all the other men from F Company who died on Outpost Harry that night.
Outpost Harry was a remote hill about 60 miles north of Seoul. The Chinese were determined to take it. The Allies were committed to holding it at all costs.
I can see it today in my mind's eye, just like it was then. I was a member of Fox Company of the 15th Infantry Regiment of the 3rd Infantry Division. And on the 24th of April, we were attacked by a very large, superior numbered Chinese force of battalion strength, somewhat over 1,000 men, and it turned out that we had 88 men holding this outpost. The attack was ferocious. We were overrun. Hand-to-hand fighting occurred in all of the trenches. Very heavy losses were suffered on both sides.
Private Mills found himself alone facing a group of Chinese.
So I put a fresh magazine in my BAR, and I had the bipods tied up along the barrel. And I stepped out into the trench to face them, and another grenade came in and went off between my legs. It was smoky, but through the smoke I could see maybe 6 or 7 of them down there. And so a flash, this is all happened in a split seconds. The muzzle flash from a burp gun went off maybe 15 feet away from me in a 4-foot wide trench. He missed. I killed them all. And another grenade went off maybe 10 feet away. I think it got me in the right leg. I believe my head wounds were from artillery because they pierced the steel helmet.
David Mills had enlisted 6 months earlier on his 17th birthday. During the battle for Outpost Harry, Fox Company suffered 72 casualties. Mills was one of them.
I was wounded 9 times, and 2 in the head, 6 in the legs, and once in the left arm. Very close fighting, hand grenades, bayonets. I thought I was going to die.
That was the point when a Chinese soldier aimed at him.
I looked up that barrel, and having been brought up in a family of faith, I knew what to do. I prayed the prayer of a sinner. Very quick, very short, not flowery, not poetic. Oh God, have mercy on my soul.
Instead, he was taken prisoner. At first, he says he was beaten. In the end, he wound up being interrogated by a Chinese officer.
The first question was, are there any Japanese troops in your lines? The second question was, why do you Americans fight so fiercely when you're cornered? And the third question was, are you a Christian?
Afterwards, he wasn't mistreated, though living conditions were far from comfortable.
I was placed in a dungeon, which was not high enough for me to stand at all, and it was not long enough for me to stretch out straight.
Ongoing truce negotiations ultimately paid off, though no peace treaty was ever signed, but an armistice was agreed to on July 27, 1953.
I was repatriated on August the 24th, 1953, 4 months to the day from when I was taken prisoner, and arrived home 3 weeks before my 18th birthday.
Reporting from the Pentagon, I'm Staff Sergeant Dion Moses.